Here in the next 10 minutes, we're gonna go over a super quick case study of how an AI solution can amplify the effectiveness of a door-to-door sales team. But this applies to any sales team across any industry. A dear family member just told me a couple weeks ago something that stuck with me, is that money is something that amplifies who someone is. So if a bad person has lots of money, they're amplified into an even worse person, and vice versa with a good person. I love this thinking frame for artificial intelligence, for AI. And the reason I do is because lazy people will continue to be lazy within AI, and hardworking and curious people will continue to be that way within AI, and they're amplified either way. So a lazy person will continue to be more lazy, whereas a hardworking, diligent, successful person or individual that is very curious, that wants to find solutions to problems, it will be able to amplify that solution to more people. And I think this is a really, really great example of this, of how one person can maximize the efficacy of their time with a team. Okay, so firstly, we're gonna walk through the problem that we're gonna be solving and the desired outcome that we're trying to achieve. One of the common problems that door-to-door teams find is that a manager is managing anywhere from 15 to 20, 25, even up to 30, 40 guys. And this causes a significant reduction in the time that they can have with each individual rep. So just for super simple math, if this sales manager, and he's all cool, we'll give him a little crown, boop. If the manager has a certain amount of time in a week, let's say he has a team of 30 guys, if he only wants to spend just 30 minutes with each of his reps, this is gonna be 15 hours. Oh, I'm gonna switch sides here. This is gonna be 15 hours of time that he's having to give to his team just for role playing, just for coaching, just for teaching them things. This is not counting anything on top of extra recruiting that is very common in door-to-door sales. But this is just specifically focused on training the reps themselves. And if he wants to do an hour with each rep, because frankly, especially with rookies, 30 minutes is just not enough sometimes. So if he wants to do an hour with them, that is 30 hours. If he does 2 hours, etc. The time does not scale whatsoever. So essentially what we're trying to do is build a custom AI solution. So we're going to offer a very simple solution. This is not fancy. We're just stating the problem and the solution. A solution that is extremely effective is reducing the amount of time that each rep has with the manager to make that time more effective. So that way the manager is not teaching super simple things within the pitch, within the introduction, within what the frameworks are, how, what certain methods are to overcome objections, smoke screens, etc. Instead of focusing on those pretty basic things, what they can be focusing on instead are more advanced tactics such as tonality, such as body language, such as paraverbals, all of those more advanced sales topics that are extremely important for rep success. So essentially we're just trying to maximize the amount of, we're trying to maximize the effectiveness of the time that a manager has with each one of his sales reps. And how we do that is by building a custom AI solution to take all of these reps, all of our little dudes, from 0 or a rookie to around anywhere from like a 5, 6, 7, 7.5 on the mastery scale, if we're on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'll show you that later. So what this looks like, broken down into super simple terms, is we take a knowledge base. So this is all of the sales knowledge, all of the trainings, all of the content that a sales manager would train his team on, whether that's individually or as a team itself. And what we're gonna do is essentially plug and play that knowledge base into, OpenAI has a platform that allows us to customize GPTs so that they can fulfill very specific and niche related desired outcomes, if that makes sense. So in this case, it's for door-to-door sales, right? So we're gonna upload a knowledge base to it, and then we're going to train it and give it details as to how we want the pitch flow to be, what we want the bot to accomplish, what we want it to do, how we want it to act, if we want it to have multiple personas, if we want it to have multiple modes, etc. And then after that, obviously we have our custom solution, which looks something like this. If as a sales manager, you are intrigued by what you are seeing and hearing, do not hesitate to book a free consultation call with me. You can find that in the link below. Let's get back to the rest of the explanation. Very good. So this is how this looks. The GPT, the one that I've made for door-to-door reps specifically has two modes. It has a role play mode and it has a coaching mode. We'll start over here with the coaching mode. It's extremely simple. This takes all of the reading, all of the material, all of the content that a company or a manager wants a rep to know or wants a rep to practice or wants a rep to be familiar with, and gives them the option to have an interactive experience with a GPT to learn such things. For example, let's say I'm a rookie and I want to know how to resolve a close. This is a very simple framework for overcoming an objection, where I take their objection, I resolve it, I give them an ace to sweeten the deal, and then I close the deal. Okay, so super simple framework, nothing too fancy. But if a rookie has no idea what that is, or they want help practicing it, all they're gonna do is within this GPT, they're just going to essentially ask a question, and this can be a very naturally worded question, such as what is RAC, or what is the resolve ace close, or how do I do the resolve ace close? And then our custom GPT will then help them with the answer so that they can practice it. Well, not so that they can practice it, but so that they have the information. So this is more like the content side of things. On this side of things, where it gets super fancy, is the roleplay mode. I'm gonna give this one a little check. Okay, so the roleplay mode is super, super sweet. What we're able to do is essentially take a rookie and give him the ability to practice whenever, wherever he wants, without the embarrassment from maybe his team, without even his manager sometimes. He can ask any questions he wants, and he can practice any different kind of pitch that he wants. So within the pest control industry of door-to-door, you have quite a few customer personas. This is not an extensive list, just a couple of examples, but you have a switchover, DIYer, a laydown sale, someone that's impossible to sell. Don't tell me that those people don't exist. And a price-sensitive person. Those are just a couple of examples. But what they can do is take each individual persona and then practice, and the GPT solution is actually going to practice with them as the customer. And so if you remember on the other side, that knowledge base, I've uploaded tons and tons of data of customer personas and examples of customer personas. And then through the training and iteration process of the GPT, we're actually able to train the GPT how each specific customer persona responds to certain attitudes, to certain personalities, to certain ways of overcoming objections, and even like the intricacies of what are their buying motivations. So like if a price-sensitive buyer, if they have a reason to buy, the model has the logic programmed into it, so that when you finally lower the deal enough times, or when you finally RAC enough times to get to the close, if you've done it in the correct way, the GPT will reward you with, the close of that specific customer. And the reason this is so powerful is because it can take someone that literally knows nothing about the pitch flow, about sales itself, about the fears of becoming a commission-only worker, all of those things. And it can take them from a 0, 1 area all the way to like a 6.5, 7 without talking to a single person. So this allows just a world of difference in terms of effectiveness when the manager or when the team leads are actually speaking to their teams. This is just one of many examples of things that you can do with AI solutions, but in my opinion, this one is really, really powerful simply because it has an emphasis on not just having AI do the work for you, which in my opinion is not true. It's kind of a scam. It's just something that people tell you to kind of get behind the hype of AI. But what it really does is it maximizes your efficacy and your effectiveness within your team or within your industry. Hope you guys enjoy this little case study. Nothing too fancy, just on a whiteboard today, but I think this could be super powerful for lots of different sales teams, especially with training and iterating a model to be able to practice objection handling. I think it's super powerful. This is just one of thousands of integrations that AI offers into our businesses as well as our personal lives. If you would like to learn more how to do so in your life and business, feel free to join my free AI community in the link below. For all of my business owners and my sales managers, you can book a free consultation call with me to see how AI can directly integrate with your business. This is me documenting everything from the ground zero in terms of learning what AI is, the foundations of how it works, and then integrating it into businesses and building my own agency. I'm documenting the entire process. If that at all interests you, as well as learning a little bit more free game about AI, feel free to follow along for the journey. Stay curious, my friends.